What's up? What's up? What's up,
What's
Ken?
up?
Look at this.
Happy
We are
New
back.
Year. 2024. 2024.
Man.
And you know what? We started the year off right. We actually started on time.
Yes. I say that is definitely an improvement, right? A good start of the year.
Yeah, that's our New Year's resolution. Start the live on time.
Oh man. What's up, man? How you been? How's everything been for the start of the year?
It's been good, man. I mean, we're 19 days in. I can't believe it's already been 19 days. I feel like we just celebrated, the end of the year and everything like that. So it's pretty crazy. I'm telling you right now, as I've probably mentioned, I know I mentioned a bunch of times on these lives, like Maria and I and the kids and family and all we dogs, we moved down to Charlotte in May, and everyone's saying, "Oh, you're gonna love it down here, mild winters." Now we don't have snow, but it's really cold right now. I'm like, this feels like DC. This feels like Virginia. It's really cold.
Yeah, man.
I think I got the hokey doke. I think people lied. I don't know. Let's say.
No, same here, man. In Georgia, it's no matter what, it gets cold. Like I just came back from Florida for a family emergency, but it was like in the 60s, and they were bundled up. I mean, obviously, I didn't feel it that cold, but the cold got all the way to Florida a good bit. Georgia, for example, last week I heard, or earlier this week, was like it felt like -1. So I'm like, this cold front, it was no joke, man.
But global warming, where are you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are here, REI Happy Hour, every single Friday at 5 p.m. with your boy Danny Campos from Atlanta, Georgia, and
Ken Board, Charlotte, North Carolina. So.
That's right. Every single Friday we get on here at 5 p.m. to share some good experiences of the week, share what's happening in the market, any new loan products coming up, events that are happening within your city, so you can start networking and a lot more. But of course, it's REI Happy Hour, so it has to come with a little drink, right? So how about we get into that real quick, Ken? Talk about what you're drinking today.
So I feel kind of embarrassed because I've never had Sierra Nevada, and it's probably one of the most popular brands out there. They have a brewery here in North Carolina now, but they're originally from Colorado.
Okay.
So trying this hazy little thing IPA. Never had it before, but I'm going to try it now.
Very nice. Excellent. That's good, man.
Actually, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Very nice.
Excited.
How
about you?
I got like always, like to just take it back real simple with some Kettle One, some tonic, and splash of cranberry.
Okay. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Something nice and soft to start at the night.
Yeah. Keeping it light. Well, I'm keeping it light. I'm the one with the hard stuff, and you're the one with the beer. I guess we're swapping for this one.
We're stopping for this one. No, man, but yeah, it's been really, really busy here for Campos Capital Group. There's been a lot of growing happening, which we're very excited about. So we're gonna have some more information on that later on. But for now, a lot of events have been happening for the past since last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago. Well, last week, I guess, it's when it kind of started. I want to thank everyone that came out to the Atlanta networking event we had here in Atlanta, Georgia, for all the investors. We had a pretty nice group. It wasn't like huge, but the nice group we had, about 15 to 20. We really got to be able to network and really talk about some real life experiences in the industry. So it was really nice. And I know you had one yesterday, correct?
Yeah. So Campos Capital Group, we are a vendor sponsor for NCREI, North Carolina Real Estate Investor Association here in Charlotte. And they have a happy hour / mastermind every third Wednesday of the month. So I will be there sometimes. So hopefully some people here in Campos Capital Group will tag along a few times a year, but I will be there every month. So come out and see me and some of the team now and then. But great there. All different investors, different types of investors, beginners, experienced, always great speakers. like things you don't even think about, right? That they talk about. Like this week, we had someone that actually just has a software that helps like people, find leads. So it was
very nice.
something different, right? It's not your
Yeah,
typical
absolutely.
thing. So it was really cool.
Very nice, very nice. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, and that's what we always try to do, right? Bring up something different for all these type of events that we do every single month. Tomorrow, part of the Maryland team is going to New Jersey for La Cancha event, so it's going to be another. What I hear, 700 plus investors going to be there. So, and then the week after, we'll be in Vegas for the one that's like 2,000 investors will be there. We'll be sponsoring that one, and then we'll be having our own event February 3rd in Los Angeles, California, for all the people on the West Coast. Tickets are very limited, so please make sure to get your tickets now. I think there's probably like a third left of tickets available, so it's going to be a really good workshop, and we'll be pre-approving people right on the spot. So come ready
Cool.
to learn, get some motivation, and at the same time, get ready to start putting some action into these into the business, man, into investing, especially to start off the year right, man. And I think I think there was such a great push to start off the year, right, of having these events available for all our the investors. There it is, 2024 workshop and networking event, right? Actually, if I'm not wrong, this exclusive pricing will be closing this weekend, and then the price will increase by next week. So make sure to get your tickets now. Again, limited seating for this event in Los Angeles, California. So great. I mean, I think that's a lot of events coming up. So please make sure to follow us on Campos Capital Group Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. We'll have a lot of more information there on all these events. But let's not steal too much of the show for the special invite we have today.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. One more thing. Sorry about that.
One more thing. I know you're excited. We
got going.
Really quick. Actually, two pieces. I'm going to be very fast. So I just want to talk about Lending Highway, which is our peer-to-peer lending that we have. We have some great news. So 2024, 10% AYP starting at $50,000. And I am blind even with my glasses, but if you can read those benefits, okay, there is no managed fees. It's secured by real estate, okay, minimal risk because of the real estate. This is a great way. This is what, if you want a great return, and that 10% is just the beginning, because if you compound it, right, you're going to start earning even more than 10%. So if, you can either take a monthly payment or you can, you could compound that and even start to earn more. So this is a great opportunity for someone that is looking to get into real estate that might just not want to take the time and effort and that type of risk and stuff like that. But they could still have a piece and be that lender to help some other person out there, another investor, get that property, fix it up and have their dreams come true. So that's one thing I want to talk about. 10% is huge, guys. There is no, like I said, no managed fees, but there's also no long hold period. So you don't have to keep it for 5 years, 3 years, anything like that. Now, if your money's being used on a project, you can't take it back, right? Because it's being used. We've lent that money out. But if you need the money once that's done, you can take the money back. We prefer you not, but if you have to because there's an emergency or anything like that, you're more than welcome to. So just 10%, huge thing. Great way to make some really good returns on your investment. So great way to diversify your portfolio if you have money elsewhere, if you really are looking to do something different than the stock market or keep it in a CD or something like that. This is a great way to earn great stuff. And then one other thing, for everyone listening, if you haven't already, we have another partner company, Campos RE Properties. We have a lot of great stuff going on right now. Go onto Facebook, look at it. There's a lot of properties on the market in DC, Baltimore, Raleigh. So there's some great things going on right now through Campus Capital Group, right? But we also have some other great stuff through some of our partner companies. So definitely follow us on Facebook. We got Campus Capital Group, we got Lending Highway, we got Campus RE Property. So take a look at all that. Just wanted to mention that.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get.
I think that's that. I mean, the greatest thing about all this, man, is creating opportunity for all the investors, man. And I think that's what we're trying to do, especially for this year, trying to really, really maximize that to as much as we can, to especially the ones that are trying to learn and getting into it, to start out well, and those who are continuing to invest to really help them grow. So a lot of opportunities there with Lending Highway and RE Campus, RE Properties, and of course Campus Capital Group. So nice, good stuff, Ken. Thank you, man.
Yes. So yeah, so the part that Danny was so excited about, and I'm also excited too.
We're ready.
We do have a guest today, everybody. I want to introduce Carlos Carmona. Believe it or not, we used to be colleagues, so it's nice to talk to him again. And he's got some great information to talk about with what he does for a living. So let's get him on.
Carlos, welcome, Carlos.
Hello. Hey guys, I see you. Very well, thank you. Yeah, very well, thank you. Hey guys, Ken, Danny, thank you so much for having me here today. But you guys were sharing your drinks. I'm actually drinking water.
Keeping it healthy.
You're doing the responsible thing.
It is actually healthy. It's Karma water. It has probiotics in it.
Okay.
What color is that?
Really good. This is blueberry flavor.
Okay.
It's pretty good. So, but anyway,
very nice.
Keeping it healthy. We're getting older. You guys were complaining about the weather. Come on, man. I'm in Virginia, right? We got 5 inches of snow today. It's really cold. Tomorrow's supposed to be really freezing cold. So don't complain. You guys have it nice wherever you are. North Carolina and Georgia. Nice, right. I'll rather be there. So I know, right? Yeah. But anyway, so thank you again. So Ken, I know we know each other for many years, and we used to be colleagues in the past, like you said. So, but I work with M&T Bank for the good of the group, of course. And I've been in banking for, more than 30 years. Commercial banking, business banking, private banking, you name it, pretty much everything, all the gamut of banking. But now at M&T Bank, I manage one of the offices in Vienna, in Tysons Corner, Virginia. So, we're a full service institution, of course, M&T Bank, right? We're the 12th largest bank in the U.S. Our footprint goes from Richmond all the way to Maine. Right. Okay. So, like I said, full service bank, and for the benefit of the audience as well, we do lending for businesses, of course, right? And one of the products that it's quite popular is the fact that we have sort of like an express business line of credit for $100,000 or less. It's a very simple process, application, 1 year taxes, and that's it, personal and business, and that's it. Simple as that. Right. So timetable itself, it takes about, assuming we get a complete package from the get-go, within 3-4 days, we're done. So
very nice.
So So I mean, that's the express product, right? So we have other products, of course, beyond that requires a little more due diligence and what have you. So that's that. So another thing that a lot of business owners are taking benefit of is taking equity on their homes, by the way. Right. So we do lending on that as well, 85% loan to value. Right. And we have no closing costs on doing that. So that's the current offer that we have. So 85% loan to value, value of the home minus the first mortgage, if any. And then you can just, like I said, no closing costs. A lot of business owners are taking that cash out for buying properties or getting into a property or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, that's actually huge. Both products are huge, right? But that's no closing cost is a big deal, right? I mean, you could spend 3, 5. Well, up north, the cost of the houses are even more. So like that cost of the closing gets higher, gets to like $5,000. Sometimes it gets even higher. So that's a huge savings. With investors, with us dealing with investors all the time, and that's what we do. They're always looking for ways to get capital, right? To get cash for either to purchase the house or maybe to get for rehab. That's great. I know you didn't mention what's the let's pivot back over to the line of credit, the business line of credit, express line of credit. What's the minimum credit score that you have to?
The minimum credit score. It's a whole different type of measurement sticks that we use, right? I mean, but on the personal credit report itself, minimum is 680.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But that's one of the measuring sticks.
Yeah.
There are other measuring sticks that go behind it, of course, right?
Of course, yeah.
So in some instances, as a guarantor, because as a business owner, you got a personal guarantee it anyway, right?
Yep.
So you got to guarantee it. So in essence, sometimes when the credit report's a little lower than that, we may be able to mitigate with other factors depending upon the company, the industry, and whatever the case may be.
Got it. And how many years? What's the seasoning period for how long do you have to have the entity to qualify for that express loan?
To apply for the line, you mean?
Yeah. How many?
Yeah. Well, normally a rule of thumb. Yeah, I think I know where you're going to with this, Ken. If not, we can go back and pivot. So in essence, a rule of thumb is this, right? The good rule of thumb is 10% of the gross revenue, so you could qualify for on a business line of credit. Okay. And in order to be a traditional product, not so much SBA type of guaranteed line of credit or loan, right? 2 years of seasoning of the business is the best way to go. Because, again, when you are 2 years in business, a seasoned business at that point, then 10% of the gross revenue, that's what you could probably qualify for as a line of credit.
And how do they base, well, I know you're putting an application in, but just to clarify to everybody listening and who's going to watch later. So what he's talking about is the 10%. So it's 10% of the sales revenue, and it's capped at 100,000. So if you make $1 million in sales, you get that max of 100,000.
100,000. Correct. So, now, on the other hand, you do $5 million in gross revenues, right? You could look at $500,000 line, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth.
So, but is that the express line, or would that be when you go into like the full underwriting?
No, the express is $100,000 or less.
Yeah, but you guys obviously being a bank, you could do larger lines of credit and loans and everything like that. But if you're just looking for something that's going to be a little bit faster, or you just want to have some funds to have aside in case of an emergency or a project or something like that, that's going to be the 3 to 5. So when you get above 100, it's more of a full package underwriting, and it probably takes a little bit longer to close, right?
Correct. So if we're going beyond that, then it's a full package, like you mentioned, Ken. It's more detailed information needed. Not to bore you with details on that, but it's just an application, of course, taxes for 2-3 years, personal financial statements at that point. Account receivables if there are any. And the P&Ls and balance sheets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a little more complex when you get beyond that. But $100,000 is the simpler process. Yes.
Got it. Yeah.
What are the rates in I guess estimated rates when you take out a line of credit?
That really depends on different factors again, right? Industry, business credit, personal credit, so many different things. The base rate is prime, so it's prime plus. So it could be prime 8.5 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. It really depends on where the deal falls into. It really depends on the strength of the guarantor, strength of the company, industry. There's so many different factors. It's very hard for me to tell you the rate is prime plus 1. No, it's not. It's a little more difficult than that.
Of course, yeah. But that's a good explanation. Yeah, because I think that's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest questions that everybody goes, wait, where's the rate though? How much am I paying a month?
Right.
But it, like you said, it just there's so many factors that come into place with that, and it just depending what every single factor falls into. Understood. Is the same concept with line of credits. Then okay, cool. And a line of credit is just a working capital kind of thing, right? Like Ken mentioned a few minutes ago, for a project, cash flow, whatever the case may be, right? So that's the process of that, and the line of credit just remains as a line of credit. What I mean by that is there is no expiration date of a year or 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. If you maintain everything in good status and you maintain the line of credit
If you use the line of credit properly, and you don't evergreen it, meaning that you don't maintain a current balance or running balance constantly, right? Then it works fine. It works perfect. I mean, we're not going to call in the line of credit if you maintain it properly. Let's put it that way. It's like a credit card without the plastic. In other words.
Yeah. Is there an annual fee for the line of credit?
There is, and the annual fee is $200.
$200 a year.
Simple as that.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. So yeah, I mean, and I've told a lot of my clients this when I was in banking, but I tell people this now, what I'm doing now with lending for investors on the hard money side. If you could get a line of credit, and Carlos, I know you like this because I know you do this every day, and you say this to your clients. If you could get the 100,000, what else should you get? You should look at the business credit card. You should have both. You should, because now you're going even higher. And what is the max? I know, once you get through certain tiers, the underwriting does change on the credit card, but is it still 25,000 where it's just a simple application, or is it 50,000 to get to a simple application for a credit card, a business credit card? How is that before you get into like having to like show taxes and all that? What's the first minimum tier, the easiest tier? What's the max?
On the credit card portion is 50,000.
50. So in theory, you could have a line.
Yep.
You could have a line of credit for 100. You can have a $50,000 credit card. So you could have those tools at your disposal for cash flow and everything like that. So that's huge. And I'm going to tell you,
in theory, yes, you could. In theory, yes, you could. Of course, we're going to go through the process, underwriting and cash flowing and all that stuff. So yes, in theory, you could.
Yeah.
Is it important to have that? I wonder if this is one of the factors of how much you would be able to get approved for. Is it important to have some type of relationship already with the bank?
Yeah.
That's $1 million question, and the answer is yes. If we're gonna give you, if we're gonna give you money, we want your money, right?
Yeah.
So many words, right? So,
exactly.
Right, right. So, in essence, yes, a full relationship with the bank is obviously needed, because that way, one of the things, I mean, it's probably gonna sound cliche more than anything else, but it's M&T Bank, we are a relationship type of institution. We're not a one product, see you later, goodbye, have a good day, right? It's a relationship-based type of institution. It sounds cliche, but that's what we do. I mean, Ken can attest to that as well, because he was there.
100%.
So in essence, what happens is it's not so much doing that line of credit, doing that credit card, or doing the checking account. And it's just what else we can do for the business in order to simplify their day-to-day operations, right?
Yeah.
And for that, there's so many other banking services, right? There is treasury services, ACH services, wire services, remote deposit services, you name it. And there's a lot of fraud going on nowadays with checks. Believe it or not, crooks went back to paper. There's a lot of fraud going on. So we have different services also for businesses to avoid having those type of instances. So it really depends on the business. It's relationship again, right? We're trying to maintain and make your life simpler as a business owner. That's the idea.
Yeah, and I'll attest to that because obviously I worked there for 3.5 years, and they actually mean what they say. They're a business focused bank, okay. They're a community bank that's big, right? And I think you'll hear on the TV. I don't know if banks still do commercials, but you'll hear all the big, I'm not going to say names on the line, but you could go, just think of the big banks, right? The ones that everyone sees on the corner on the TV. They all say, oh, we're a community bank. No, they don't necessarily, they're not a community bank. So M&T has always taken a focus to be that community bank in their areas, right? And it's even though it's a big bank, that region they're in, it almost feels like they're separate from everything else, even though they're part of it, if that makes sense. So, they're definitely take focus on businesses. It's all about business banking for them. It's business first. And Carlos, it could have changed. But even when we get above that 100,000, the one thing I noticed when I worked there is getting loans approved, right? The bigger loans. 500,000, 200,000, whatever. The way they underwrite and the way they analyze deals is way different than a lot of banks. They look at the cash flow a different way, and they have a certain way they do it. So most banks you go into, right, that if you go look at someone's taxes, right, especially a business owner, they're going to show very little income. They're going to show minimal income. M&T, yes, they look at that, but they analyze it in a different way. They understand that that business owner, is going to have little income because that's what their accountant tells them to do, and so on and so on. So
Right.
they do look at it different. And there were so many loans and that when I was there that I did that other banks turned down. They wouldn't even, the big banks, the Wells Fargo, I'll mention one, Wells Fargo, they've done enough wrong in the news, I can mention them. So, so like
You said it, I didn't.
so yeah, I don't work for a bank anymore, so I'll say it. So I mean, I had so many clients that said I got declined, and then when I was there, we got them approved, and I guarantee Carlos is still doing that for his clients. So definitely, if you're in his footprint, Richmond up to Maine, and you're looking for a business account, I definitely recommend you call Carlos. And Carlos, even though you're in Virginia, you can help anybody, right?
Yeah, I could help anybody, depending upon the situation, of course. If not, I'll connect whomever it's available within that market, right?
Okay.
One of the things worth mentioning here also is the fact that at M&T also we approach a lot of businesses, if not all, most of the business. We have the team approach as well, right? So
Yes.
It's not only me, right? It's myself. It's let's call it a business banker in addition to that, and also we have a treasury rep, we have a merchant rep, we have everything. So it's a team approach, and everything's local.
Yep.
And that's a big difference, right? Because when you go to the other institutions that remains nameless, you just become a number, right? And when you go into a bank to trying to get some sort of information about any type of business lending or whatever the case may be, they give you an 800 number. That's all they do, right? And good luck with that one, right? But our approach is very personal and it's local, and we go and meet with people, we visit the business owners. We just do what we have to do in order to generate the business, pretty much. So that's what we do.
Do you have a good amount of real estate investors looking for different options to, I guess, capitalize a little bit more and have more flexible options for them?
You mean as customers?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, we do, but we don't do that type of lending. Let's put it that way. We don't do investment lending.
Well, what I mean is that.
What
I mean is that looking for like this line of credit, looking for the HELOC on their property, have there been investors coming in looking for those means to try to help out on their investment sides?
Yes, the answer is yes. We have a lot of those clients, and depending upon their situations, again, it could be that we tap into the equity on their home on their personal side, and then they become the lender for their business, right? That's one way of doing it, perhaps. Or the other way is just, being able to take funds of the attaching a line of credit to existing business based on the revenues. Yeah, so we do have those. I have clients that are in the construction business. They do flipping, right?
Absolutely.
And cash is always a challenge for them. Always a challenge, right? So, but again, there are different ways in which we could perhaps help. When I can help them, Ken, you'll be getting a phone call. So because you'll be able to help them.
That's awesome. Very, very, very nice. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I had a question, and I don't know if you have another thing. I had something, and I just freaking forgot. The one thing I'll mention while I'm trying to remember my question too, and I know this isn't investor related, but I always like to promote our guests' businesses. You guys are still top dogs in SBA, right?
We are the number one SBA lender in a lot of markets, Baltimore, Greater Washington, and all that. Yes, we don't shy away from SBA lending. We actually like doing SBA lending. And let me just touch a little bit on that as well, because SBA lending is good for newer business in some instances, right? Businesses that are not mature enough, 2 years or less, brand new businesses, right? We could do lending for them, right? With SBA guarantees. We could. Could is
Yeah.
keyword. Not
Yeah,
we
could.
will, but we
Yeah.
could, right? But in industry, so many words. So we don't shy away from SBA lending. We can do those, right? So I mean that's something that many institutions shy away from doing it because it's a little bit difficult to navigate from institution to us with the SBA administration.
Yeah.
But we have it down pat. So we
Yeah.
do it day in and day out.
Yeah, I just
Yep.
want to mention
Fair
that I
enough.
know most of our clients are investors, but there could be someone out there that wants to do
Oh, yeah.
something other than investing and
A lot
they
of
just
clients.
open a business. Yeah. So like SBA is a great way to go. And I think, now don't quote me on this because I don't have the flyer in front of me like I did when I worked there, but M&T was top in their footprints, but nationally, I think M&T was like 3 or 4 nationally. And you got to take this into consideration. I always like talking about this. They're not even a national bank. That's how many SBA loans. They're a regional bank, and they're beating national banks in the quantity of SBA loans they do yearly. So banks that are in every state in the country, they're beating them, even though they're only in a small portion of the country. So that just tells you how much SBA they're doing and how well they do it. And then you're right. It's there's special departments. They have all the tools in place to make it seamless as much as possible, because you can only make it as much as possible because you're dealing with the SBA, you're dealing with the government. So it's still a little bit of a pain, but they make it as seamless as possible. So if everyone's out there looking to do something else other than investing, maybe they want to open up a different business, definitely look at MTV if you're in their MTV. M&T if you're in their footprint. I said M&T. Anyways, I'm not even halfway through this. Anyway,
That's
sorry.
good,
I'll stop babbling.
Hey,
That's awesome. You said it beautifully. Yeah.
Carlos, man, we appreciate you so much for coming on here, to taking a little bit of your time, your busy life to come on over on REI Happy Hour, share a little bit about where you have the different opportunities that you can open up for a lot of the investors. I think that's huge. I think there's we kind of sort of try to live in a box of there's just this one route and that's it. But when there's things you can do outside the box to try to really maximize your business and make it grow, then we need to open up a little bit more and look into those. And I feel like M&T could bring that to a lot of the investors. So thank you very much. I don't know if you have any last words.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for the opportunity, Ken and Danny. I appreciate this, and we'll touch base again. But let me just give my phone number if you guys don't mind. If somebody has
definitely.
any questions,
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
And now we'll
my office phone number. Yeah, my office phone number is 703-734-2834, and my email is ccarmona@mtb.com. So more than happy to have a conversation with any of your customers out there, just as a consult, guidance, whatever. I can always guide them. So that's what I'm there for.
That's pretty awesome, man. Thank you so much. We'll have Nat.
Thank you so
go
much,
ahead and share
Carlos.
your information.
Yeah, she'll share it. And
Got
it'll
it.
be on
Thank you so
there.
much.
And that's awesome. Tell everybody that's still there. I said hi.
I will.
M&T.
Thank you so much for your time again. Great to see you
Yeah,
guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Carlos.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Bye
everyone
now.
for. Thank you. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say for a little longer.
Perfect.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us. Every single Friday, REI Happy Hour, we try to bring a guest over or just try to talk about a topic in real estate or how's the market going while we have a little drink. So thank you, everybody, for coming with us. Caesar's on there. Hello, gentlemen. Happy Friday. We have a few more of the CCG family with us as well on the live. Madeline, happy Friday, guys. So thank you, guys. Again, Ken, I think it was a great start of the 2024. Maria, great start of the year. Look at that.
Yeah, see? Yeah, it's a good start. Like I said, we're on time. That's that should say something, right?
That definitely does. But appreciate it, Ken. You have a great weekend, man. Any of the investors out there looking to make a big boom this weekend, hit us up. Let us know how we can help, and we'll definitely be there for you guys.
It's our
Thanks a lot.
numbers, right?